Well, good evening, or good morning. Good morning. I'm Matt. This is cRaZy, I believe. That's the channel we're on. And I missed you, but I've had some crazy, crazy weeks and months here. Um, I did finally get my house sold. Um, Less than I wanted, but we got her sold. The damn bank down in Harvard, Illinois, Harvard State Bank, got them paid off. The bandits. They made a payoff date or a payoff figure, and the buyer's appraiser didn't have all the information. They couldn't close on the day they thought they could, so they postponed it for a couple of days and got the new figures in, and it was almost $5,000 more at $11 a day. And there's just nothing you could do. I had to pay it. Then the mortgage on this house, looked at the last figures, did the math, called the bank, told them I had the money, was ready to pay it. It was on a Friday, and she couldn't figure it out. Nobody's around to get the payment. So I had to pay interest over the weekend, and it was $2,000 at least more than it should have been. And they just dab, you know. They got you, and when they got you, there's nothing you can do about it. If you have no money, you're screwed. Anyhow, that's done. Paid the main utility bills off after the winter. Those were high. That was thousands. I'm left with enough where I can pay my back taxes, get all caught up, and I paid a little bit on my truck. I hope to pay it off. But, hopefully, there'll be a little bit more to pay in there. And the credit cards and stuff, I just don't know what's going to happen. We'll take that as they come. But apparently, they've all been closed and written off or whatever they do. But they can still sell them and get bill collectors after me, whatever. Let them come. I'm doing the best I can. I've got started my Amazon and eBay selling business, and I'll be sending some products in here hopefully tomorrow, and we got some good deals. So hopefully I can make a little bit of change on the side. I'm careful. I can live here the rest of my life. Real careful. When you live on Social Security and your property taxes alone are over $5,000, that doesn't leave much. I'm having a hard time talking. Over the last few years, as this all built up, I think stress had a lot to do with it. I lost a lot of food. And my brother, bless his heart, he's a dentist, and his son, and my nephew's wife are all dentists. He made me some choppers, store-boughts, and since then, I lost another tooth, which kind of holds the top one in, and now it feels like I got a chunk of plastic in my mouth. Well, he's going to take care of that on July 9th. I'll go in and refit it, fill in the gap, and hopefully be able to talk again. So that's kind of good news, bad news. Boy, I haven't got back into the thick of things, I'll tell you. You know, this channel, my channels, they're kind of there to talk a lot about depression and how to live through it. Boy, I was down in the dumps. I really got black. Really got deep into the darkness. Since fall, I think it was a steady decline. Since I realized the broker that I hired wasn't doing a goddamn thing, uh, I tried not to lose faith in her. I kept her on. And between her and the banker, both of them disclosing confidential information that they're not supposed to disclose, put the property in fire sale. Just bad news, bad news, bad news. And I did sign with one of my nephew's brother-in-law. Um, and the first weekend, he had an open house, and he had 10 times people come through this house on the first weekend. Then my old broker showed it her entire almost year she had it. I remember I listed with her. She says, I don't do open houses. She doesn't do a fucking thing. Excuse me, a damn thing. She expects, see, with one of the best known realties in the area, and probably one of the oldest, and they're a good reputation, good solid firm. Keith Real Estate, I grew up with the boys, and they're a little bit older than I was. Um, but just a solid part of the community. But that doesn't always dwindle down to their employees or their agents. And it just she personally cost me over $50,000. The house should have easily, back in the first got listed and started showing a little bit of hustle on her part, it should have sold easily over 200,000. Anyhow, it's done. She within hours after it was sold, she was on the sending an email because I had she brought her service in to do the carpet, which I approved, and I owe her $250 for that. And then she brought her people in and said, "Oh, they can do all this," and I said, "No, I want you guys to do the painting because I'll do the artwork, I'll do the pressure wash. I've got all that stuff. I enjoy it. I don't enjoy the painting as much, and it's more important to get that done." And the next thing I know is the artwork's all done and it's into $350 or whatever it was. And initially, they said, "Well, you're gonna have to pay the closing when you sell it." I didn't authorize that work. I authorized painting. The stuff I authorized, he didn't do so. She's gonna eat that. I don't care. I'm just done with this party girl. Since then, I've heard nothing but bad of it. So, adios, hasta la vista. You cost me, fucked it, you screwed me over. You can still want money. It's unbelievable. Anyhow, that's done. It's gone. Move on. But the depression was horrible. Horrible. Boom. Horrible. But, there was definitely days that I had to force myself to just make it through that day because the next day will get better. And it doesn't always get better, but it's different. But it was tough. And I got real seclusive. Cut all communications off, and that's what happens. At least for me, I hibernated. Hide from people and just. But we made it through it and feeling better. But it's going to take some time. Not sleeping at all anymore. I did a couple hours of sleep, and then have a hard time dragging my ass out of bed in the morning. It's hard for me to be out of my bed by noon, and I'm up watching movies, and it's just getting motivated. But it gets better every day, and just if you're going through a hard time, just don't make the last decision you're going to make, um, because of the bullet in the head or slit wrists, the overdoses, hanging, whatever you do, because uh, that's your last choice. You don't come back from it. I've been blessed by God because I've never completed one. I've always made it through, but only by the grace of God. And boy, don't tempt it. Don't tempt God by any means. I have no clue why He hasn't allowed me to take my life. I'm so grateful. Even the crap I go through, I'm so grateful. It never happened. Oh, I'm still breathing. Okay, that's kind of the crap that went on, and that I'm kind of sorting through, and all the other problem with all this, and the depression is, you know, everything's a pigsty, everything's a mess, and it's just hard to get motivated. It's to the point where it's overwhelming, and you can't. It's just so hard to try to get into something. I do. Again, do a little bit every day. I try to do what I can. And now that the weather's turned, I I'm outside most all afternoons, at least for a while. I'm getting stuff fixed. Hopefully, I'm going to have a plant sale. Get my plants finally out for sale this weekend. And this brings me up to the flag. I had the what do you call it on eBay? Um, I'm hoping. Yes, I hope you're doing better this way. Um, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't even plugged in. We're plugged in, so okay. I did do a live stream a while back. Uh, well, I think it was well over an hour. There was no mic hooked up, and I don't want to do that again. But I see the bars working, so I think we're okay. Um, if not, I don't know if I can see. I'm supposed to be able to get comments on me, but I don't know if I have to do that on the side. I'll look and see if anything's coming through. You can tell me you can't speak up. But anyhow, I did a thing on Facebook. It was a faith that the flag will fly again fundraiser. And I ended with a grand. I was looking for $2,000. You got to put something there, some dream big. But I ended with $50, one contribution from my dear lovely aunt, and the flag will fly. I've got new hardware on it, and I've been working on it the last few days. And her donation is the reason it's going to fly, because I just didn't have the money for it. So thank you, Kelly. Flag Day, Friday, I believe it is. I will fly the flag and try to do a live. If I can figure out how to get everything live outside, a live show on it. Like put that big old flag up there again. I'm trying to do some different lighting this year, and I don't know if I'll get that or not. kind of taxing my brain, but we'll see. Anyhow, thank you so much, Darren, for your donation. And that ended, I think, yesterday. And I just didn't promote it the way I should have because so much other crap going in my life. I hope you guys don't mind with everybody that's watching. I can't even tell them who's watching. Anyhow, I haven't eaten today. I guess I had lunch because I had to check the spiciness of some Italian sausage I put together for my pizzas. I make my own pizzas now, dough everything from scratch. And, it's a money-saving effort, and honestly, it's as good as anything you can buy. I have no desire to go out and buy a pizza anymore. I just make them. They're pretty damn good. And the other thing I make is, homemade ice cream. So it's horrible. And this is absolutely from scratch. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, that's cool. And it's what would I call this? It's chocolate chip strawberry shortcake. I did a strawberry shortcake ice cream 2 times ago, and I took the shortcakes, took the bread and crumbled it in with the ice cream, and it was okay. When I had some cream cheese in it, it was better than okay. It was better than anything I've ever bought. Well, then I did a Reese's Pieces, just the peanut butter chip ice cream, and they just don't melt as much as I'd hope. I think if I ever do that again, I'll put the pieces in a blender and chop them up. And that was okay with my choppers and hard to chew. I wish they would have melted sooner. And this one is good. It's chocolate chips with strawberries. Even this milk chocolate doesn't melt fast enough. I took a quart, bigger box of strawberries, cut them up, threw them in my blender, and it gave me roughly 2 cups of pureed strawberries. And I put half to 3/4 of a cup of sugar in there, threw it in a saucepan, cooked it down, brought it to a boil, and let it simmer in a high simmer, low boil for, I bet you I went 15, 20 minutes just to thicken it. And then I put it in the refrigerator to cool down. That's what I forgot. I made a soft toffee that's in this too. I forgot that. So I made that and I cooked brown sugar and butter, cooked it up to slowly, brought it up to a boil, and got it up to 270, I think, 280. And by that time, it had lightly browned, and it's not real hard. There's a little crunch to it, but it'll melt. And that's in here. And the toffee chips are in here. So I made that, put that in the freezer to freeze, brought my ice cream out, which I pre-made. I don't know why everybody's not making their own. There's the coffee. Mm. So good. Uh-uh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Got a chocolate chip up under my denture. Okay, anyhow, the base ice cream, no, that's what I want to talk about is these YouTubers that are doing recipes. We'll get there in a second. But to make this ice cream is so easy. You take the base to this vanilla is 2 cups heavy whipping cream. The recipe called 1 cup of whole milk. Nah, um, I put the cup of half and half in there instead. It's a little bit richer. And I think it's 1 cup of sugar. When you melt that out, you get that so it all blends together. And while that's cooking, you don't have to boil it this time. Bring it up to a boil. You just want to make sure all the sugar's dissolved. And while you're doing that, slowly, don't rush any of this because you want to all the time be kind of simmering it and getting the water content out, the moisture out, so it thickens. So you don't have to rush into any of this. So while that's eating up, I had to separate 6 eggs because you wanted 6 egg yolks. So you beat them up. Once your cream is cream and sugar is all dissolved together, you bring that off the burner and slowly, by a spoonful, add it to your eggs, whipping it all the time so you don't cook the eggs. And once you get a third to a half of the cream mixture in there, then you can actually pour the egg mixture back into the warmer cream. You got to keep whipping it, and so it still doesn't cook. And once you got that all combined, you put it back on the heat, bring it up to a boil, and then drop her down to a simmer, and you just let her simmer until you take a wooden spoon and it'll coat the back of it. You slowly drip off, and I always push that because I believe the longer you go with the creamier and richer it gets. So it's kind of foolproof. And you take that, and I like to have a glass bowl sitting in a plastic bowl that's ice in it, and dump the hot mixture in there, let that cool down, and now put it in the refrigerator and let it cool down for sometimes overnight. Um, the one before this must have been that peanut butter one. I left it for 2 days. There's no hurry. You just want to stir it every now and then. You don't want it skimming over. And then when you're ready to finally make it, I've got an electric ice cream churner with an aluminum hopper in the middle. I take all the stuff I'm going to use that's going to touch the ice cream. I put it in the freezer and let it chill for 10, 15, 20 minutes to whenever. You pull it out, everything's ice cold. You dump your cream base in, and by this time, I mean, if you wanted the chocolate, you just add. I make a chocolate syrup out of cocoa powder and butter. Those recipes are on there. There's nothing new. You're not going to come up with anything original, unless if it's stuff like this, crazy flavor. But you put your base in, which is a cream. This was vanilla. No, you add some vanilla to it. And you got your paddle. You get that all sealed up. And I save ice. So I got like a big gallon freezer bag, and I just keep that full. and you pack ice around it. And I went to the feed store. You couldn't find good old-fashioned rock salt, big chunks like you put in your water softener. It didn't have other chemicals in it. So I went to the feed mill, and they've got, it's called rock salt, but it's a fine rock salt, and no additives, but it's great. But and they use it to put salt into the feed, so it's animals consume it. I tell you, if animals can eat it, I can eat it. But you don't eat the salt; it never touches your food. It's just to cause whatever reaction salt and ice do. And I think a 50-pound bag of it was $6 or $8. I mean, dirt cheap compared to what you buy at the store for ice cream. And I just put a couple scoops of that on top of the ice, plug it in, things start spinning, and 30 minutes later, every time it's done, perfection. It's not rock hard. You don't want it rock hard. Maintainer, but it's soft enough so you can blend your flavors in. If you're going a solid flavored ice cream, if you want it just pure strawberry or chocolate, you can put that in at the beginning and have it all mixed through. But when you put like chunks of strawberries or chips, you don't want to put chips in there because they can break down during the process and just blend in. But you just fold it all in at the end. You put a little ice cream in your container, put whatever toppings you want, and just fold it in. And at this point, it's like soft serve. And then just stick it in the freezer for a couple hours. Like I said earlier, I haven't been sleeping. So I'll watch a movie, go out and get my sample bowl of ice cream in the middle of the night every time right after I make it. It's so easy and it's so good. Now, a lot of times I don't start making it till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night because all of a sudden I realize my sweet tooth is kicking. So, yeah, if you're interested, I can show you. I can make that anytime and do a live stream on it. Yeah, I say I got my, been working on my eBay and Amazon stores. I'll have a box. Oh, yeah, I did. I mentioned I should have a box going out tomorrow. It's kind of exciting to see if it's going to work. It's definitely not a get rich quick scheme. Like, I don't buy. I don't think I'm going to make $1 million this first month, and I'm not looking for $1 million. I'm to make my life livable up here. A couple $100 a month is going to make all the difference in the world. I can get all my bills paid. I can actually buy hot dogs that I know what kind of meat's in there. That's always important. This mystery meat thing, just nothing wrong with it. I've lived off spooky hot dogs, and you have no idea what's in them for years. And they're not too bad, but this day and age, I just prefer not to eat stuff that I don't know what's in it. And I think I can do it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I'm going forward as if I can. And that's the other thing with my depression and how I get through it is you just got to act as if you're okay. And act as if you're not depressed, and you'll get through it. There's a show, or a channel I like watching, Big Clive. You have to look him up. He's in, you can go and look on my channel. He's one I subscribe to. He does all this electrical stuff out in Great Britain, I think. Wales, or I don't know. I should pay more attention. But it's just enjoyable and informative and addicting. He's responsible for a lot of spent money, not a lot of spent money, but spent money because now I can do something. I said I can do that. I'll order the stuff that gets here, and even going back and watching the videos, whatever he did. What was I thinking? But we're getting there. But he had a friend or acquaintance that he met online, apparently. A younger gentleman from Australia. You know, he had enough and he took his life. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Um, and instantly I felt guilty. Maybe had I, and this is how my mind works, you know, maybe had I put the effort on, maybe he could have found my channel. Maybe he could have asked the right question. Maybe he could still been alive today. A lot of maybes. And, but there's always that guilt down here. I feel guilt for the world, you know, the state of the world's in. What? If any of you really want to commit suicide, come over here and taste this first. I'll give you a reason to live. No. But don't do it. Don't do it. People that don't understand, you know, depression, the suicide attempts. I always hear a lot of people say, well, they're just looking for attention. Yeah. Maybe so. I'm not going to bet the farm on blowing somebody off because I think they're looking for attention. If they're talking about it, they're going to do it. In my mind, they're going to do it. And you can't blow them off. You can't blow them off. But what I have never in my life attempted suicide where it wasn't the final and best choice I had. And that's what you got to understand about it. When you finally do it, it is the right choice. That's what, in your mind, that's what your life is down to. Is this final last choice, and that's the best one and only one you got. And that's why, you know, I pulled the trigger. I don't know how many times it is. So many times it's unbelievable. So many times that why and how am I sitting here? By the grace of God. Because there was so many times where I should never have come back. Dry fired on a shotgun shell. Shotgun in my head. I shot it off. Walked out in the field, pumped a new shell in, and dry fired. How does that happen? What's the chance of God? It's only one person doing that, and that's God. And thank you. Even though it's how crappy I feel today, I'm glad to be alive. But those were my best choices and only choices when I did it. And today I have been to that point, but I have ingrained in myself that tomorrow is always going to be a better day. And this too is going to pass, and it always does. It always, always does. It's always not a better day. It's a different day with different challenges and things that are going to get you depressed differently. But it makes what you're suffering today and thinking about killing yourself for pretty petty if you can make it through and you look back. Looking back, all your problems are always so much smaller. And I just ask you to give yourself the chance to look back. Because, it's a one-way street, and it's the last choice and decision you'll ever make. And thank God I'm here to continue to make choices and decisions, even bad choices and bad decisions, as long as they don't entail ending my life. If you think about it, don't do it, please. Please don't do it. It will get better. And I've lived a pretty rough life with nobody to blame but myself. the choices I made have been responsible for everything in my life. And, 2/3 of it, I was one of these. That's what's wrong, and no, it was me that was wrong. And the choices I made were wrong. I let wrong things happen to me. I associated with wrong people, like my first wife. A big mistake. Horrible mistake. But made it through 2 bad marriages, bad choices, bad people. I don't know why these 2 ladies agreed to marry me just to go out and sleep with everybody else. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But I loved them. I fell in love. I'm very unjudgmental. I'm very judgmental, but I'm not. I don't know. Somehow that works. But your past is your past, and you today's what matters. How you treat me today, or how we act together. Um, Today, I wish nothing but the best for them. There was a time, and for quite a while, I wished them both the worst luck in the world. I'm not an easy person to get along with, but there weren't surprises. They knew that, everything going in. And my packaging had a lot to do with it, and the painkillers. But I stuck by them through all their crap. And, I just don't understand people. I totally do not understand people today, and I quit trying. I have a friend here in town, uh, amazing, amazing the way he talks about his wife. I have never in my life heard anybody praise his wife like this man does. It's not like she's up on a super pedestal or she's a goddess or anything. It's he loves her, and he, yeah. Well, number one, you got to realize guys are the biggest assholes in the world, and they always are, always going to be. And they're afraid to show their feelings. The majority of them, they don't. It's easier to talk about the old ball and chain or the whatever they married, and how bad it is. And, blame everything on the wives. And how hard it is, or how hard they make the world. Just talk to a guy listen to guys talking about their wives, and you just wonder why they ever got married and why they stayed married. This guy has never said a bad thing about his wife. He is just so grateful that she stuck by him, grateful that she loves him, and he's always looking for a way to do things. He'll come over and spend some time with me, and I'll say, "Oh, I gotta get home. My wife's gonna be home in a minute. I just gotta spend some time with her." She's such a nice person. Just nothing but good, loving things, and how undeserving he is of them, and how just having her in his life makes it worthwhile, makes it a better place to be for him. And they're kind of a cute couple. Just over a year ago today, she was coming home. She worked in Madison, and we're 40, 50 miles north of it. Early evening, and light traffic, mind your own business on at least 2 to 3 lane interstate. 6 lanes, 2 ways, 3 on each side. After the day's work, just relaxed, driving home, looks in her rearview mirror, and there's no cars right around her. It's not like she only path you could take. A guy comes up and rear ends her at 100+ miles an hour, pulls out her car, just about kills her. Brakes, busts her up, unbelievable. And God, this um, amazing that she lived through it. And had surgery, and I mean, there's permanent damage. And, um, it was just sad. But I never saw her angry. I saw her hurt a lot, but she never gave up. She just took every day. I couldn't wait to get back to work. Gets back to work. Those two as a couple worked everything out, and can't believe it's been a year. But he took off a lot of work, and it was just amazing and, how they made it through that. And they've had a rough year. Um, he's had some surgeries and other health-related stuff, some pretty drastic stuff, and all. I'm sure he doesn't make it sound as bad as it could have been. A couple of times he almost lost his life to stupid stuff. But being a guy, stupid stuff. Thank God he didn't, and he's on the mend and taking care of himself. I made him some sugar-free diabetic ice cream, raspberry. He said raspberry is his favorite, so I made him. I haven't had a report. He tasted some, thought it was good, but I haven't had a report since I took it home. But here's this nice couple, bothering nobody, working hard for a living, making ends meet, improving the quality of their life. They have nicer cars, and they are hounded, stalked by these neighbors, and specifically this one woman. I never can remember her name, but just wacko. She gets up in the morning in fair weather and goes out, takes a lawn chair out, puts it in front of her neighbor's yard, I think. Yeah, she'll sit out and watch the house all day long. And if she sees any movement, she's writing stuff down and calling people. And, the other day, my friend, he's into drones. I gotta take some of this ice cream. Sorry. And because I don't answer my phone and ringers are turned off, it's hard to get a hold of him. So he'll fly. He lives about 3 or 4 blocks away. He'll fly the drone over to see if I'm out in the yard working or whatever. Well, I was out in the tractor the other day and turned it off, and all of a sudden I hear this noise. And I got really scared because I thought I was getting with a bucket. I thought I got into a nest of ground bees or wasps. Because here's this wasp, it sounded like hundreds of wasps. And then I looked up, I saw this drone. And turned out he's just out in the front drive. But anyhow, he sent over to my house to see if I was home. And I think everything was dark or whatever reason. He just brought it home and went to bed. And the cops show up that night. Apparently, the stalker lady calls the cops and says he's out there peeking in little girls' windows, and calls the cops. And it's late at night. The cops show up. Apparently it's a new deputy sheriff. And his wife answers the door and says, "No, he's not. He can't come to the door. He's got some health problems and he's sound asleep." But this happens to him every spring. Something comes up. They try to get him into trouble. It's like in the winter, everybody stays inside pretty much. As the weather warms, they get outside. And I'm not talking kids. These are almost elderly women that have their mindset that this guy's evil, and has they have nothing better to do with their lives than to intimidate this couple who are homeowners, taxpayers, um, living and working full time in a community that needs people like this. Um, a lot of people in this community, or few people, don't work. I mean, I'm on disability, and I'd work if I could, but I do what I can. I'm not living off the state, you know. I don't get food stamps. I don't get county assistance. I do get some assistance with some programs for the elderly and disabled, but it's I don't sit back and just suck off the tip of everybody, because anybody that's paying taxes are paying for these goddamn people that don't want to work for a living, don't want to carry the weight, and that's what these people are. They're sucking off the tit of the state. They have no life. Their whole goal in life is to try to make this couple as miserable, make their life as horrible as their own. And the cops have to respond. And, it's intimidating. It's horrible for these kids to live through. And they have absolutely, they're to the point where they hate the community, hate living where they live. Um, they can't go out and enjoy their yard. The minute they're outside, a group of people come and they're watching them, they're spying on them. I mean, um, it's heartbreaking to see. And I can't believe the sheriff's department puts up with it. I've been researching on trying to find something on penalties for falsely accusing somebody, upon the police department. This crazy lady should be put to sleep. I mean, they shoot horses, don't they? But it's just sad. It's criminal. And what this lady's doing. And she's got this little klutz of people. Again, her wards of the state. Um, it's the old story. There's nothing wrong with them until social services come in, and all of a sudden they're in wheelchairs, and it's just fraudulent behavior. And we pay for it. Again, I live on. I got only a few more months of disability, but that I work for, and paid into that account. I'm just taking back my own money. It's like when you retire and you get Social Security. That's your money. You and your employers put that in over all these years to give you a helping hand. And that's nobody else's money but your own. And, I feel no guilt about Social Security money. It's not welfare. Welfare is totally mixed up in this country. I believe in the true nature of welfare. It should be a helping hand. Husband and wife, they have a couple kids, they're making it, something happens, he loses his job, get hurt, whatever. Welfare should come in, give them a helping hand, get them back up their feet, back working, and off the system. But not in the United States, not here. Welfare here is a career, it's an occupation. It goes from father to son, mother to daughter, right down the line. They pump out kids because the more kids you have, the more money you have. With never any intent to work for a living. And they demand everything. I think you should get exactly what you put into it. If you don't do anything, you shouldn't get anything. I don't have much. You come to my house and you're hungry. First day is I'll give you a sandwich. Second day is I'll take you down and teach you how to fish, or I'll teach you how to garden, because I don't want you coming 7 days a week. I can't afford to support myself. Hardly. I'm not going to support anybody else that I'm willing to work for. But if you're willing to work and learn, boy, you can come over here and get fat. Because I'll teach you a lot. I'll show you a lot. And I'll show you how to never go hungry again. It's easy. And to say there's no jobs out there. There are so many jobs. If you want to work, if somebody wants to work, there's a job. We Americans got to get it out of our heads that we're all executives, that we should start at the top, that we're worth $1 million. I can't afford to go to McDonald's and eat anymore, because minimum wage jobs that McDonald's used to be were for high school kids trying to get some change, go to college on, and they weren't careers. They were part-time jobs, and which allowed us inexpensive, cheap food. When you're getting 10, 15 bucks an hour as minimum wage, there's something wrong. I hear people say, well, we have no skills. Well, by the time you get out into the job force, if you don't have any skills, there's only one person to look at because of that. It's you. Those are your choices. And why should anybody else pay because of your bad choices? If you don't have skills, you better get some. If this country ever goes into revolution, which I think it is, and you hear about it all the time, with all the craziness, and hopefully it won't be in my lifetime. When it goes, you have no skills and no abilities, you're going to be gone. Nobody's going to take care of you then. I surely won't. I'll take care of the people that want to work, the people that want to contribute, the people that want to do something and be somebody. But the slackers, I won't waste my time on them. And I'm not saying you got to come over, you got to bust your ass for a living. You just do the best you can, and that's enough. That's all you need to do, is do the best you can. But you got to do something. Doing the best you can is not sitting home, looking at a phone, waiting for it to call somebody to just think, oh, Matt might need a job, let's call him. That doesn't happen. You got to go out and look for work. You get it. You can be happy. Money's the easiest thing to come by. I've had hard times. I've been down to where I didn't have a penny and no future of a penny. And all that meant was I had to get my ass downtown to find a job. And I had skills, but at the time, my skills weren't, nobody needed them. And I started out washing toilets in bars. Stinky, horrible job, but it wasn't long before I'm bartender and manager. You start at the bottom, and if you're willing to work, you go at the top. If you're not, you stay down at the bottom, stay in the sewers. Nobody wants it, You're not willing to work and show up. Oh, if that didn't get you undepressed, I don't know what's going to, but that's just as Matt sees it. Take it for that, and you used to be able to take what I say, 50 cents, and get a cup of coffee at McDonald's. Now with minimum wage the way it is, what's coffee? $2? The cheap stuff. Anyhow, I'll try to Give some warning on the flag thing on Friday, my flag raising, and I do my best to get it on. I will try to start getting on here more regularly and more organized and share with you what's going on if you care to know, and let you know how the arbitrage stuff's going on, how the garden's coming, how we made it through another week alive. Depression didn't win this week. And that's what I look for. That really, the only the only goal I have today is to be of the utmost service to my fellow man. Um, Whatever I can do to inspire you to have a better life, to enable you, I can, to have a better life, I'll do it. You know, my life's good. It's uh, life's not perfect. It's never going to be. If I don't have these crappy down days and these horrible feelings, well, I sure wouldn't know what a good day was. And as bad as things have been, my life's good today. What do I really have to complain about? I still have a home. I've got enough food for today. I've got enough money in my pocket for today. And today's all I got to live. So if I can't be happy and give it my most, then I'm going to be depressed. So go figure. Uh, I'm tired. My ice cream is now soup. Uh, I enjoyed spending this time. I miss spending time down here. And I'm really going to make an effort to get on a regular schedule. I'd like to either say goodnight or good morning to you every day. My name's Matt. This is As Matt Sees It. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Love you all. Bye.